This lecture here that you're watching is for Windows users. So if you're using a Mac operating system, you want to go to the next lecture. So the time has come to show you one of the most powerful features of Laravel, migrations. I'm going to summarize it for you because really is a big deal, but the concept of it, it's not too hard to understand. So first of all, let's just make sure that we are on the same page. On section 2, I believe, I showed you how to access MySQL. You can look at that lecture, how to access MySQL through the command line and also through the web browser by going to phpMyAdmin, right? So let's refresh our minds here. If we go to CMD or command prompt here, and I do MySQL space dash u root space dash p, enter. Oh, it's not available. Okay, can you guess why we have this? Well, if we go to our control panel here, we can see that the XAMPP, it's off, the MySQL is off, and then this one is off too. Let's turn that one on so we can access phpAdmin as well. Let's go back here and let's press the up arrow key and then enter again. There we go. So now we can see our databases by doing the command show databases, right? Perfect. CLS. If you get this little line down here and you get stuck because you didn't put your semicolon, you can do Control C a couple times and you get out. CLS. Now let's up the arrow key there. Last command, enter. Now we go here. We can create a database, and I'm going to do that right here. Create database. I'm going to call this new underscore CMS, semicolon, enter. So I'm able to create a new database, new underscore CMS. Now, I created a whole brand new project here just to demonstrate this connection to you with the migrations, or this concept. So I'm going to open Visual Studio. You don't have to do this. You don't have to create a new project or anything. It's just for me to explain it to you, to make it easy. Okay? So once you create, and let's go here and refresh it. You can see the new database is created here in phpMyAdmin as well. So once you create a database, you don't have to do anything else in here ever again with Laravel. Okay? Because Laravel takes care of all that for us. It takes care of the creating of the tables and their columns. And that's what migrations are. Let's click here and let's make sure that our Laravel is actually connected. So in the .env file, where it says database, db underscore database, we're going to put our new name for our database. It's called new CMS. Okay, that's it. Nothing else. The username is the same in XAMPP, root, and empty password. And it's the same probably in Mac users as well if you downloaded MySQL from the Homebrew installation. But anyway, program. So once we connect it here, make sure that you save it. File and save. Save the file. Now that's it. Now you're able to create columns here. So now we can come here, click that blue line, or go to your terminal, wherever you are accessing your terminal. Make sure that you are inside your project, the new one that you want to access your migration. And all you have to do is do PHP artisan migrate and then press enter. And look at this. You get a feedback saying migrating. Okay? Now if you go back to, let's go to the browser so we can see it here better. If you go to this table, new underscore CMS, you can see three columns there. Okay? Well, actually in the new database, we can see 3 tables. And if we go to one of them, for example, users, okay, and let's look at the structure. We can see that it was empty, but look at all the columns that we got. ID, name, email, all these columns were created by Laravel. Now you might be asking yourself, how in the world is Laravel doing this? Well, let's go back and take a look at this. All right, so I'm just gonna close that. And where we can see this happening is inside the database folder, migrations folder, and you have by default 2 migrations here. Maybe in the future we have more, but this is what we got now. If we click it, you're gonna get this file here, and you're gonna see some usage of some classes, and you're gonna see this function called up. This is the function creating that table and their columns. As you can see here, it's accessing the schema class that has a method called create. We're passing the first parameter. We're passing the name of the table we want to create. Okay? And in the second parameter, we're passing a closure function that has a blueprint injected into it that has this instance that we can create an instance of. And then we have these methods. And these methods are creating the column type. In this case, we're creating a string type column with a name of name. This one has a name of email, email verify, and you can see all that stuff in here. Name, email, email verify. And you can see their types. Look, the string type, you can see very simple. That is a varchar 255 with a 255 value of characters, right? Now, these 2 types here, these columns are created by one method. That method is called timestamps. That's creating 2 columns at the same time. Let's go back to it. This one here, remember talking, is a varchar with 100 characters. And you can come back and take a look at it right here. So these methods are specified inside the class of inside all these classes, especially the blueprint right here. Okay? So that's the up function. The down function does the opposite. It destroys the table. Now you can manage those functionalities by using PHP Artisan. If you do PHP Artisan and press enter without anything, you're going to get more information. So inside here, you're going to see a field that says migrate. And here are the options that you can have, that you can do. Migrate, refresh, drops all the tables and rerun the migrations again. Okay? Now you can reset all the migrations by doing refresh. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff later, but I wanted you guys to be aware of what we're doing here. Okay? Laravel takes care of the creation of tables, so that way we don't have to manually go there. This is a better interface, right, than going to and creating them manually with phpMyAdmin. Even though you still have to manually come here every time you want to create a table. For example, inside this up function, if I create another of these right here, and I just paste that in there, and I create another table, for example, shoes. I still have to come here and do something with this, right? And I can just say brand here. I still have to come and do things like this, but this is a lot better than going to my phpAdmin individually, creating new table, typing in stuff here, and creating the types for the columns and all that stuff. Okay? Laravel makes it super easy to do these things. Anyway, I hope you guys like that. And another thing, let me just come back here. These methods here, there are many of them. These are not the only ones that you can do. Let me show you. If you go to the schema builder in the documentation, I found it on version 4.2, but they should be the same. Okay? Because I haven't seen anything for Laravel version 7. So when they don't show you new information, it's because the old information is the same for the new ones. But anyway, so as you can see, the big integer is represented in MySQL. In phpAdmin, you can see that it's going to say big int. So we can go there. Actually, let me see. Yeah, right here. And you can find big int somewhere here. Okay, right here. See that? That's big int. And in Laravel, it's represented by this function called big integer, which is super awesome. Okay? So you can see there are many more of those, many more types that you can access and use. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you how to do that in Laravel and what migrations were. And every time you create a migration, you're gonna keep adding more stuff in this folder, more migrations. This is where all your migrations will be, unless you want to put them somewhere else. But by default, PHP Artisan migrate, the migrate command is gonna put all your tables here. Okay. Anyway, or your migrations, if we want to call them that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. I hope that you understood this very clearly, and we are going to be creating some more migrations and doing more things with that PHP Artisan commands for migrations in the later lectures. See you in the next lecture, guys. Take care.